Hey everyone, today I'm going to share how I passed my CompTIA Security Plus 701 in just 3 weeks, right? Now, here's the catch. I had no previous experience in cybersecurity, but I did complete the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate in 3 months. That course gave me a strong foundation, especially in terminology, concepts, and all the basic understanding in cybersecurity. So let me give you a little bit of context about my background. Even though I didn't have a formal security experience, I did have the opportunity to work in a tech-related help desk job for a software as a service company. I helped many users and employees troubleshoot with platforms such as Jira, and obviously I learned a lot along the way. Eventually, I got more exposure through security concepts through my job, like KYC processes, handling PII, and we were constantly in cybersecurity awareness trainings with mock phishing emails and everything related to security stuff. All that sparked my curiosity, and I realized, all right, probably security is where I want to be. Now, making a switch from hospitality and customer service to tech industry wasn't easy at all. I had almost a decade working in hospitality. I've always been curious about technologies, but I didn't know which path to take, and eventually I found out that security was the way. Now, full transparency, I did make a few mistakes when I started to begin this journey. I bought the CompTIA Security Plus 601 voucher and also the exam guide book by Arthur Coughlin and Greg White, and I didn't realize that the 601 was actually retiring that year. I had to begin the process all over again, and even though the voucher that you buy for the CompTIA attempt to take the exam within 1 year, time was obviously reduced. Also, at that period of time when I bought the voucher, I was in a country where I wasn't able to take my exam. Although I did had already a plan to move to Europe where I'm based at this moment, I was able to take the exam once I was settled in Europe. Now the thing is, I had all this time to obviously study, but the exam was postponed. So what I did was review and study cybersecurity concepts with other resources other than the book. After a few weeks of studying, I found out that the 701 was already launched. So I thought that I was able to take the exam anyways as I study for the 601, but as you know, objectives changes, and I had to just study everything all over again. Although I did learn some valuable concepts that were still in this exam. But if you're studying for the 701, just please make sure you're studying the right objectives before you attempt to take the exam. Now I want to talk about what are the resources I used to study for this exam. Once I actually landed in Europe, I decided to redo the whole way I was studying back then. Throughout all this process, I've always been working remotely for the past 2.5 years, and I decided to use other resources other than the 601 book. I used these 3 resources that I think will help you a lot. First of all, you've probably seen in many other videos on YouTube, Professor Messer videos are totally free. He has an excellent video series about the 701, and he explains it just perfectly. If you want to dive into 701, don't know where to start, absolutely, I recommend Professor Messer's video. The second one was Jason Dion's practice exam. These were crucial. Every day for 3 to 4 weeks, I did at least one full practice exam. I didn't always know every term, and I hadn't covered all objectives yet. But doing these mock exams helped me learn through repetition and pattern recognition. So Jason's platform also breaks down your weak areas by domain. So I used that to revisit the objectives where I scored lower. When I started consistently scoring 80% or more, I knew I was getting close to being ready. I did this every day for 3 to 4 weeks, and it helped me a lot. Also, another thing that I do highly advise is just writing everything down. Even though I didn't want much to see my notes, it did help me a lot to memorize things by writing it down. I took notes every day, and I make sure to truly understand what I was writing, truly understood the topics. And the third resource that I used was, which I consider probably the most valuable of all, was from Peter Zerger. This was probably the most valuable resource for me. Peter doesn't just explain the concept, he shows you how they work with examples and hands-on walkthroughs. It helped me understand the why behind the term and definitions, not just memorize them. So if you're more of a visual and practical learner like me, you'll love his content. And here's how I manage my time. 2 hours a day during the week, 1 weekend a day for 3 or 4 hour sessions. Though I don't recommend cramming, smaller, consistent sessions work best for me. And my routine was simple, such as waking up, getting my coffee in hand, open Udemy for mock tests, watch the videos, take notes, and repeat daily. So the final tips: the last week before the exam, I didn't even go over my notes. I wanted to trust my preparation and avoid stressing myself out. So if you're doing these Dion's mock exams and scoring consistently above 70-75%, you're likely in a good spot. Use those results to identify weak areas, review the matching objectives, and retake the practice tests until you improve. Shut all distractions. It's very easy to open YouTube and just find on your main page different type of videos from your algorithm that will make you click on and just watch something that it will distract you from studying. I try to do my best to not get any distractions whatsoever. What I did was I favorite on the search bar Professor's Messer videos, Jason's, Dion's, Udemy, and I also try to put in my Cram tab, like when I close the window and I open it back again when I turn on the computer, I will just be back on where I was the day before. So that helped me a lot. The last week before I attempted my exam, I didn't even look at my notes. I just said, I'm just gonna dive in and do it. So 3 days before I attempted my exam, I didn't see any video, didn't even see my notes. I mean, if you want to do it. It just didn't work for me. It made me feel like anxious, and I just said, no, I'm already prepared and I'm going to pass this exam. I need to be confident. This is gonna work. And I already put the hard work. Probably 4 weeks was not enough. I will know once I do the exam, and thankfully I did pass it. So if I did it, I know you can do it as well. And probably these resources will help you pass the exam too. So as I said, I'm not a cybersecurity expert yet. Definitely, I do believe if you're trying to get your foot in the door, certifications like Security Plus shows that you're serious and willing to learn. So certifies your knowledge basically, and that's all that matters. And if you're not ready yet, that's fine. There are tons other of resources that you can use. PDFs on Google, you have flashcards. This stuff didn't work for me, it might work for you. Use what works best for you at your own pace. That's the best advice I can give you. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you have any questions. I'll see you next time.